we're focused on solving housing. We're really wanting to drive down the cost for everyone.
I'm Mike Keating, CEO of Norhart. My parents originally started the business, and it was very small when we started off. I remember stories of us racing off to the local hardware store to just pick up supplies. So at age 25, my dad unexpectedly passed away, and it rocked my world. Here I am, a kid that doesn't really know how to run a business, and now I'm in charge. I really didn't know what I was doing. And I think there was some magic in that because I didn't know the way things were supposed to be done. And we started looking at every different way that this industry was run, making changes based upon what we thought was right. And there was headaches and pain along that journey. But ultimately, that was the catalyst, the key that we needed to start changing an industry. They started to understand, hey, we're onto something with driving down the cost of construction. But if we extrapolate this out, if we can scale this up, that's when we can start having an impact on housing affordability for everyone. I realized that if we're going to do this well, it's not good enough just to be great at what we're doing. People have to be aware of what you're accomplishing. When I first tried to get my message out there, I used Publicist, and we would try things like the social media publishing and posting, and it just didn't get very far. I found Magnify Your Message just by being on YouTube. There was an advertisement that popped up, and it was Cheryl speaking about the program.
Question. How much do you think your business could grow if you could get literally millions of eyes on your brand?
It was so intriguing, realizing that we could actually make a meaningful impact in the media. When I was in the Magnify Your Message program, there were key points I took away. I think the very first is identifying what your message really is. The second point, though, is making sure you tailor your message in a way that the audience will actually find value.
And what I realized is that the work in this modules have helped a ton. And so I was able to give examples like the car manufacturing example we talked about a couple of weeks ago. And that just totally won them over to the point where at the end of the call, they said, we don't normally do this, but it is clear you're going to win this award. So it was so cool. But It happened all because of the messaging. Yeah. Nothing more than that. It was so cool to see that actually come to fruition.
I have certainly gotten more media as a result of getting my first media. Minnesota Congressman Pete Stauber visited our site, our manufacturing site, to tour what we're doing in working to solve housing affordability. It came about, in all honesty, it was related to the media coverage we were getting. So CBS reached out to me and said, we'd love to have you on our show. And I was ecstatic. And then when I got there, honestly, I was terrified internally, right? But thanks to the program, thanks to everything that we were doing, I had a degree of confidence that I could get through it, that I was well practiced in what we were doing.
Mike Keating, the CEO of Norhart, is here with the info landlords might not want you to know.
I've been featured on CBS, Wall Street Journal, NPR, and the Associated Press.
Our next guest is transforming the way apartments are built and managed by incorporating technologies and efficiencies that have revolutionized other industries. Please welcome Mike Keating to the podcast. Welcome, Mike. Good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And of the people who have come together in a special and meaningful way to make it happen.
We did it. Things are looking up for once in a long time. I came in to Magnify Your Message unsure if I could really get my story out to the world. But after working through the program, it's incredible what's happened. I would not be where I am at today without this program. When I took over from my parents, they had 90 units at that time. Today, we're at 1,000 units with a valuation of about $200 million, and we are on track to reaching $1 billion valuation. I think my dad, looking at all that we're accomplishing, he'd just be proud, knowing that his son was focused on solving some kind of meaningful impact in the world. It would have made him incredibly proud.